My friend Joe was enrolled in mortuary school, and he desperately wanted a full-time job at this funeral home where he was trained. So one of the town's most respected patriarchs had passed away, and the funeral was going to be one of the largest in the town. And Joe really wanted to impress the owner of the funeral home. So he made sure every detail was covered, okay? No pun intended. Joe was really nervous about this big day, and he believed his whole future hinged on this funeral. And he really wanted things to go well. And he went up to the gentleman who owned the funeral home and he said, "I want a job." And the guy said, "I'm watching you, making sure you do everything right. And if you do, I'll hire you. Make sure it's excellent." So, boy, Joe was determined to do that. I mean, he went above and beyond. He bought a new suit. He had a new hairdo. I mean, white, starched shirt. Just looked great. Looked just like you would for an absolute professional funeral home guy. The service was super solemn, as you can imagine. And it concluded with Baptist church soloists singing the classic hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul." So Joe was so nervous, and he's tiptoeing around the grave, and all of a sudden his foot gets stuck in that astroturf, okay? All of a sudden he tumbles to the bottom of this grave, and it's red Georgia clay like you've never seen. He's covered in mud, and he realized he probably ruined the biggest funeral in the history of the county and buried literally any chance of him being employed by this funeral home. He was so embarrassed. I said, "Joe, were you red clay-faced?" He said, "Oh yeah, I was red clay-faced." So he was hoisted up out of the grave by his colleagues. Well, the soloist is singing, it is well with my soul." Suddenly, Joe had a thought. The song inspired him. So he walks over and he kneels down by the grieving widow. He grabs her hand, dripping in that red Georgia clay. He looks straight into her face and says, "At this funeral home, we are professionals. I have inspected everything, even the bottom of that grave. And I want you to know all is well with that hole." And guess what? He got the job. He got the job. So how we handle things at work, just huge.